Buddha bowl is pick 2 different vegetables. Today I have chosen sweet potato and broccolini, and I use these vegetables most of the time, but essentially I like to pick one vegetable that's more of a starch-based vegetable like sweet potato, and I like to pick another vegetable that is a green vegetable like broccolini, or I do sometimes use broccoli as well. Personally, I like to bake my vegetables most of the time, and that's exactly what I am going to do today. So I'm putting my broccolini in the pan as well as my sweet potato. Then I'm putting some olive oil, some garlic powder and some salt on top, and I roasted these in the oven for about 30 minutes. Next, we're moving on to the second thing I like to add to a Buddha bowl, which is a carb. Personally, I prefer to use rice over quinoa, but those are sort of the 2 things that I think personally go really well in a Buddha bowl. The third thing that I like to make is a dressing, and it honestly varies most of the time, but for today I am starting first of all with some natural coconut yogurt as well as the juice of a whole lime. I love to add something creamy with something acidic as like the base of the dressing. Then I add in a splash of olive oil as well as some garlic powder, some coriander and some pink salt, and I mix this all together. I used to really overcomplicate making dressings for salads and Buddha bowls and things, but now I have very much so simplified it, that is for sure. Next, we're moving on to protein, which I always like to add to my Buddha bowls. At the moment, I am obsessed with adzuki bean and buckwheat tempeh, which I'm using today, but I also love to use beans as well. What I'm doing with this tempeh is just frying it up in a large frying pan with some olive oil as well as some paprika. Thank you to someone who recommended paprika on tempeh to me. I love it, as well as some Himalayan pink salt. Next, we are moving on to our healthy fats, which I love my healthy fats, and I especially love avocado, and that is exactly what I'm adding to my Buddha bowl today. I'm just cutting it into small pieces and I will use it on top. Next, we are moving on to the leafy green vegetable, which I always make sure to add to my Buddha bowls. Right now I am just using a whole head of spinach and chopping this into small pieces and setting it to the side. Now comes the time to prepare our Buddha bowl and put all of this magic together, and I'm first of all starting with my cup of cooked brown rice, followed by my leafy greens and the fried broccolini. Then I added in the adzuki bean and buckwheat tempeh, as well as my roasted sweet potatoes, as well as the avocado on top. Then I drizzled the coconut yogurt dressing on top, and it brings us to the final thing I like to add to Buddha bowls, which is seeds on top. And as you can see, it makes this really beautiful, nourishing bowl. I have absolutely been loving having Buddha bowls lately. They keep me really full and satisfied.